Hello everyone, this is Arthur from Destiny Elements, and in today's video we will be creating a property listing archive page. To do this, we will need 3 plugins, and we are going to use Faceted Search from Destiny Elements, as this will allow users to find properties quickly and at an ease. We also going to be using Breakdance Website Builder, because Destiny Elements is specifically built for that. And we are going to be using advanced custom fields, the free version. And advanced custom fields will help us to set up our custom meta fields, also the custom post type and taxonomies. So without further ado, let's get started. I have installed the Ready to Breakdance website builder, and we just need 2 more plugins on the website. So I'm going to go ahead, add Destiny Elements and advanced custom fields. So advanced custom fields, we can actually get it from the plugin directory. So install now, activate, and I'm also gonna upload Destiny Elements. Install now and activate the plugin. We are gonna create a new custom post type called the properties, and this will show up just on the left hand side under post and pages. It'll be properties, its own listings where we can add new properties, something similar like the way we have it with the home page, but we will have our custom fields for that as well. To do it, we will go to advanced custom fields and post types, and then we will add a new post type, and we will call this properties. And then for the singular label, we're going to call it property. And the post type key will be set automatically once you click onto it. We also need to go into advanced configuration and change a few things up here. We probably don't need an editor because we're actually going to be using custom meta fields. Labels, we can keep it the way it is. Visibility, we'll probably change the dash icon. So instead of having like a generic one, like Pages has it or Media, we'll have it with like something like with a commercial property or the house. And we can do this by going to dash icons, WordPress, and we'll just search something for here. Perfect. So we'll just use this multi-site icon, which I think fits in. I will paste it in here. And one important thing, we need to go to the URLs, and we need to activate archive page, and we're gonna set up for this properties as a slug. We don't need to do anything else, and we can just click save, and you can see properties appeared on the left hand side, and that's where we will be adding our properties. We can go and check now the properties archive page. So if we go to the front end and we go to properties, we actually get no more message which shows page not found and 404. For example, if we go to services, we get this. This means that our archive page is set up correctly so far. If we go back to properties and we want to add a new one, it actually shows the edit and breakdowns, but we don't want to do that. We need to set up some custom fields for the property, such as bedrooms, bathrooms, maybe property types such as the house or apartments. We also gonna add in the location of the property and obviously the price. First, I'm actually just gonna get rid of this edit and breakdowns because we don't want this to show up here and confuse anyone. So if we go to breakdowns and we go to settings and we go to post types and we just gonna enable letter for pages and posts, and we're not gonna be using the property. So if we go back to properties, we don't see edit and breakdowns anymore. To add more fields, we're just gonna head over to advanced custom fields again and go into the field groups. And we're gonna add a new field group. The first one, I think we will start off with bedrooms. There we go. And we can use for bedrooms either a select or a ready button because they can only select one. The house is either gonna have 2, 3, or 4 bedrooms. So I'll probably choose the radio buttons for this one. And I will just add up here. Okay, so I have added all the bedrooms that we're going to be using. So we're going to have from 1 to 5 bedrooms. And I've also used a value up here and also a label, and it actually explains how to use it up here as well. It just later on you might find that you'll have a little bit more control over that. The Faceted Search also works better when you split it up like that. And just before we add the other ones, we're going to add the post type is equal to property, and we will name this uh, fields uh, for property, and we will save changes. And if we go back to properties, add new, you can actually see now we can add in how many bedrooms this property will have. Let's go ahead and add the other ones. Edit the fields for properties. The next one we will add bathrooms. So we are going to use radio buttons again, and we'll just go either for the one bathroom. I will just keep it at 3 bathrooms. I think that's fine. And then we are going to add in a property type. And for this one, we'll go with the I think we're gonna go with the radio button again. So let's just go simple apartment, and then we're gonna call it a house as well. So on a house. Then we'll add in our location, and for the location, we are going to add a radio button again. But for this one, we're actually gonna add in if we go to validation, we're gonna allow other choices as well and save other choices. So whoever is adding the new property, for example, they want to add in London and it's not there, they can add it in themselves. And we'll just save changes. And the final one, we're gonna add in a price. Quite important for the price that we keep the field name as number because this is gonna help us with filtering. And we'll just put in the price, and we will save changes up here. So that's all the fields that we're going to be using for the Faceted Search. And if I go back to all properties and add new one, you can actually see it all up here. I'm going to tidy it up a little bit because I don't really like the look because it's kind of like we can make it a little bit better. So if we go so we'll probably go 20% width on each one, and I'll show you what this is going to create. So if we go to presentation, I'll set 20%. Okay, and the last one, and if we hit save now, and then if we go back to add new properties, we just made it just a little bit better. And I think I'm not sure why this one is out. I think I missed one. Oh yeah, I've accidentally added 25% for one. And if we go back, here we go. I think that looks a little bit more presentable. You may also have different things added, like different fields. So maybe we just add another field. We can, like, for example, put in a text area, and we're just going to say property description. And we'll just save this as well. Here we go, and we have property description, and this is where we're gonna have our featured image, and this is where we're going to have our title. And I think this looks pretty clean. When your clients are going to be adding new properties, you just do a quick training with them, show them how to add it, do the first one with them, and I think they should be able to follow this logic because I've done it with a lot of other property websites. Sometimes I do like I send them a document with how to add a new property, or sometimes I go on a call and I get them to actually add it, and I also screen record it, and then they basically have a screen recording after we're finished with the online training. Okay, so now we are going to add the first property. I'm gonna add 20 fake properties to the list. So what I'm actually gonna do, I'll ask ChatGPT to help me, and I will ask him, could you generate a list of 20 fake properties? They should include uh, bedrooms 1 to 5, bathrooms 1 to 3, uh, property type, a house or apartment, location, any, let's say, because I live in Ireland, let's just say locations around Ireland. Locations around Ireland, major cities, cities only. And then we are gonna add a price as well. Price, a short description, and also we're gonna need name of the property, and provide this in a table format. And let's hit it. Okay, here we are. We have 20 fake properties that I'm gonna upload to the website. I'm gonna start off first with the Green Meadow Estate. So I'll add that in. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Then it's gonna be a house, and it's located in Dublin, and the price of it is 450,000. So we will add in it like that, and a small description. And afterwards, I just need to get an image over to maybe Pixabay to find some images up there. And we'll just add in a Dublin house, something like that. Here we go, and I'll just take this one and we'll just download it. And I will upload it. Quite important featured image, house in Dublin. Maybe it needs to be more descriptive. And I will publish this one. So if we go now to the front end, we obviously don't see anything yet up here. We don't see properties. Oh, we actually do see properties, but we're going to be changing the look on how it looks up here. And remember that we're going to be adding the Faceted Search. I've added now 20 properties. I've actually used all import because it was a little bit quicker to do it that way. And I just had to manually upload the images. So the next thing, we're going to move on onto the design. So for our archive cards, we're going to have property cards, and they will display image, the name of the property, the location, bedrooms, and etc. To do that, we're going to go to Breakdance and to global blocks, add a new global block. We'll call this the property card, add a global block, and then we go edit in Breakdance. At a later stage, we are going to be using this global block inside a post loop builder. So we can create our custom cards on how they look, and then it's just gonna be as easy as just adding that global block to the post loop. I'm just gonna change the preview maybe to some apartments. Yeah, here we go. And we're gonna start working on our card. I'm gonna add in an image. I'm actually gonna make this image 100% because this card is gonna be quite big now. But at a later stage, this card is only gonna be 1/3 or maybe even 1/4 of the size. Height, we will set maybe height of maximum 300, maybe 400, and we'll just put in object fit covered. With the image, we're going to be using featured image. And then I'm going to add in another div. And the reason I'm creating another div because I want to create some padding before I add more information to it. So we'll do 15, 15. And I'll put in the heading. You can actually see, so it's not all the way to the corner or not all the way to the top. And we're going to change this to heading 3, and this is going to be the name of our property, which is post title. Then we're going to add in a location, so let's go with text field and dynamic property, and then from ACF I will choose location, which is Limerick in this case. And one more thing, I'm going to go into the advanced and just change this text element to a P tag for paragraph because it's better for the accessibility. And now I am going to add another div because I want this div to be to flex as a row. So I think it's like that. We can set up like that, and we're gonna be adding some stuff. So I think I'm gonna go with an icon at the start because we're gonna add in. Might need another div. Maybe not the best idea, but I'll show you why I'm adding another one, and then I'm gonna add in an icon, which is gonna be our bedrooms. So maybe is there anything for rooms? Bed. Yeah, here we go. Bedrooms. And beside it, I'm gonna add in text again. And also with this div, I am going to actually, yeah, yeah, centered, and then maybe we need to go in the middle. I just need to, here we go. And then I need to give this a little bit of a gap. Maybe the icon needs to be a little bit smaller. We can maybe make it just a little bit too small. There we go. And I'm gonna add how many bedrooms it has. So I'll put in a bedroom. Okay, so it's actually returning uh, the value, but we need the label. So I'm gonna go back to WordPress and we'll go to advanced custom fields, to fields for properties. And then we're gonna go to the bedrooms and we're gonna return label instead. And I'm just gonna do the same for all of them. Okay, and if we refresh the page now, we should see one bedroom like that. So I'm gonna copy this div and I'm gonna set a gap up here of 10, maybe 25 actually. Yeah. And the next thing we are gonna have bathrooms. So I'm not sure if we have bath. Yeah, we do. And then again, we're gonna use a dynamic data bathrooms. Then I'm gonna add another one. And we are going to be using the property type. So maybe I'll just use a house or something like that. Maybe apartments or home. Yeah, maybe I'll just use this one up here, and we are gonna add our property type, which is an apartment. And the last thing, I'm actually gonna add a little bit more spacing up here so it looks a little bit better, maybe 15 like that. And I just need to add one more thing, which is going to be our price for the property. So price, I'm gonna add spacing 25, and I'm gonna actually add euros in front of it. So maybe something like that. And I'm just gonna increase that. Yeah, maybe I'll change some colors as well. So we'll go like that, and I will set the weight of 700 and font size maybe let's go with maybe 24 pixels. Here we go, and we'll check it out how it looks afterwards, but I think that should be okay for now. And I think we went a little bit too high with this, maybe 15. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Okay, and we can go ahead and save this. We can move on now onto the templates for the archive page. So I'm actually gonna go to WordPress, and we are gonna go to templates, and we are gonna add a new template which is gonna be used for the archive page. We're gonna add a custom template, and we will continue with it. And we are gonna call this property archive, and I'm gonna apply this post to. We have archives and post type archives, and I'm gonna add a condition. And the condition post type is gonna be properties. And we add the template. Okay, now we can go and edit it in Breakdance. So the first thing, I'm gonna add a section. I'm actually gonna add a bit of padding to this section because we have uh, the menu, and we just need a bit of space at the top. I'm gonna add in heading. I'm just gonna say properties. And the next thing we're gonna add in the post loop builder. I'm gonna add a bit of space. So I think we just gonna add 50, or maybe even 35 should be okay. And then we're gonna choose our global block, and that's our property card that we have designed. Here we go, that's them. We're gonna go into the design and into the list, and we're gonna go change it. So we can change it to list, or we can change it to grid, but I think we're gonna go with the grid, and we'll change to 3 properties per page. I think we actually have to go back and edit some of the things because they're a little bit too big up here. We have some padding around the cards as well, so the post loop actually creates it, and we go to post, and we can actually get rid of all the padding. So we set it to 0, and maybe I'll set the background color to white as well, so it stands out a little bit. I missed one image, but I think that's okay. I think you can forgive me for this one. Okay, and we're gonna save it. And I'm just gonna come back up here. And I think we are gonna reduce the size of the icon. So maybe let's just say 20. And I'll just copy and I'll paste the design. Paste the design. And maybe I will reduce this to 14 pixels as well. I'll just copy the design and then I'll paste the design. Maybe a little bit smaller gap. And maybe I will do the smaller gap up here as well. Okay, and I will just change gap everywhere as well. Here we go, save, and let's refresh and see how that looks like. We still need a little bit more space, so because we have in some places that it falls into different rows, but maybe we should even make this a little bit smaller. It's not ideal, so obviously you're going to be working with your own design. To recommend the pixels are 16 for the website, because actually with the 12 it's going to fail on Google Page Insights, because it's going to show you the font is too small to read. But just for this purpose, we are just going to do it like that. Also, one thing that I'm noticing that we have, it's not very aligned. So what we could do instead, maybe I'm just gonna add margin top out to spacing, and this is hopefully gonna push things down. So we're gonna have the header at the top and everything else at the bottom. That hasn't really worked. Maybe let's reduce our heading. We'll change it like to 24 pixels as well. Yeah, let's leave it at that because that looks a little bit better. One thing we are going to create with the post loop a pagination. So we will add, let's go with just numbers. And we can see it at the bottom. I'm going to change the numbers to a different design because you actually have really, I'm just going to move myself over to the right again. So pagination, we can display as buttons. And I think this looks really nice. One thing that I want to do, because we have 6, 9, 10 properties. For the Faceted Search to work, it's quite important we don't change the query. The query needs to stay as it is because we're actually using WordPress hooks to filter the results afterwards when we're going to add the Faceted Search. So if you have, for example, 10 properties, we can go to WordPress admin and go to settings and go to reading. And where we have up here, the blog post pages show at most, we're going to say 9. And if we refresh the page, we should get 9 now. Yeah, and it's 9. And if we go to the front end of this page, we have now the pagination enabled as well. So you can actually see we changed to page 2 and to page 3. Next, we are going to be adding a Faceted Search for the properties archive page. So we're going to head back over to the property archives inside Breakdance website builder, and we're going to add a new element, Faceted Search. It actually says beta, but it's definitely out of beta now. I'm going to change the container spacing. I'm going to get rid of the default 25, and I'm just going to add 15 to the top. So we'll go to the filters, we'll remove the old ones, and we are gonna set up new ones. So we're gonna say this one is for bedrooms, and filter type is advanced custom field. We can also use MetaBox. If you have MetaBox installed, MetaBox will show up. We also have WooCommerce filters, they will show up as well. And then you can use taxonomies. Those could be either the default ones, which is the categories or tags for posts, or you can create your custom post types, custom taxonomies as well. But we will select advanced custom fields, and then we're going to select bedrooms. And I think we're going to select drop-down checkboxes for the input type, because the user then can select multiple ones. So they can select, for example, 2 and 3 bedrooms at the same time. And then to select label, we will call this bedrooms. I'm just going to add show count. Show count is basically for to show you how many properties are available for example, for 2 or 3 bedrooms. So I'm going to save this and we will test it out. I don't have to do any auto configuration on an archive page because it just works by default, and it sets it up automatically with the post loops or the post lists that Breakdance Builder provides. So if we go back to the properties, we have our Faceted Search. If I click 2 bedrooms, we just get 2 bedrooms now in our results. We can go 2 and 3 bedrooms. And as you can see, we have 9 results now, so the pagination works as well. So we can go to the second page and we still have another result up here. So we're gonna reset this for now, and we will add the other Faceted Search. So we're gonna add bathrooms. So advanced custom fields, we'll go with the bathrooms, and we're gonna go for the drop down checkboxes, and we'll add our select label. So bathrooms, show count. I'm gonna bring this up. Then I'm gonna add in the location and custom fields for the location. And I think I'm just gonna go with the drop down for this one. So that means they can only choose one choice. And then I'm gonna add property type, advanced custom fields, property type, and input type. We might go for the button layout. And I just need to tidy up the button layout just a tiny bit. We need to change, actually, we need to get rid of, remove the label, button layout, we can disable it. And also I'm just gonna change some colors. I'm gonna add white color to the button. And I'm also gonna select when we hover over it, it's gonna be blue. And then I'm gonna change to active background color, which is gonna be dark blue, which we have the brand color, and the text color is gonna be white. And now we are gonna add in our price as well. So I'll bring this up, and advanced custom fields, price, and we are gonna put this in as min max input type. The cool thing about this, we can change it to the drop down or to the range slider as well. I'll keep range slider for now because I want to change the number format. I'm gonna add in 1,000 separator so it looks a little bit better, and I'm just gonna add the euro symbol as well to the front, and I'll change it back to the drop down. If we save it and go back to the front end, it's quite a lot of numbers up here, so I'm gonna give this a different gap. So I might go with 50,000 gap, so we got a little bit less, and maybe I'll just set the width of this to 300. So it's actually gonna stretch itself, but that way we will see the drop down numbers. And here we go. You can see our gap. Now we can choose between 50, so it's between 50,000. If I click, for example, maximum 350,000, we won't see any properties above that. The cool thing with the price as well filter, if you select, for example, you have appear starting from 250 and appear from 300,000, because it doesn't make sense to start from 250,000 because then we won't have any properties available within that range. If I select 400,000, we only gonna get above, just above that, and it's not gonna be any lower ones. If we, for example, have, let me just select 250,000, I'll just reset it. If I have, for example, 350,000, which is the max, if I go above that, then this resets because it doesn't make sense, again, for this number to be higher than that. So I'll test the button as well. We can select apartments, and we can select, for example, let's just reset it. I'll select apartments and max budget of, let me just, there was actually a small bug which we're going to fix because the price did not appear correctly. So if I select 400,000 and apartments, we just get apartments that are less than 400,000. Okay, and that's pretty much it with the filters. So as you can see with the Faceted Search, it's really simple to set up. We didn't have to do much to configure it. We just added our filters, the ones we wanted to use. And then if you want to customize anything, we can customize it all up here. We can change the borders. As you can see, we can make them square, and we can pretty much customize any part of the Facet search and all the including the drop downs, the buttons. If we have any other type of input types, we can customize them as well, because as you can see, we can choose to have radio buttons or check boxes and the button layouts. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all the input types up here. I'll change it back to what we had, and I will save this. Okay, so one more thing we need to do up here. We actually can't click onto any of the properties and go to that specific page. So we're gonna head back over to the WordPress admin, and we're gonna go back to global blocks and edit our property card again. And because we have this, all of this without a div, I think I'm just gonna create a link wrapper, and we're gonna put everything inside of it. Here we go. And I'm gonna grab the wrapper link, and we're gonna put in the dynamic data, and it will be the post permalink. Okay, save. If we go back to properties, we can actually click into it now. And nothing really happens up here because we need to set up a template. We can set up the template for single properties by going back to WordPress admin, going to Breakdance and templates, add new template, and we're gonna add a custom template completely. And we're gonna add property single page and apply template to, we want to apply it to properties, and we just gonna add in this template, and then we are gonna go back into edit and Breakdance. We're gonna add in a new section. I will add again a little bit of padding up here. We can add our heading, and we're gonna put in our title. So post title, here we go. Maybe I will add 2 columns because we might have an image on the right and we'll have the information on the left. And I will add an image in here. I will set this image to width 100 and a maximum height of maybe let's say 500, and I want it to covered, and we will select the featured image, and then we can add our more information to appear as well. So for example, I'm actually just gonna copy all of this over and I'll add it in here, and we can actually see all the information up here. Because this one can be a different layout, so we can get rid of this one. We can do something like that. I'll add in the location as well. I think I had spacing outer. I'll remove that. I'll add in the price. Maybe I'll just center this. Obviously, this is just a quick, simple design, so you can spend more time designing things. And I will put in our description as well of what we had before. So if I go to dynamic data and I'm going to select property description, and here we go, we have it up here. Maybe for now I might even move it up to here because it's not a big description at all. Hmm. Yeah, maybe actually it's better at the bottom for now. Cool. And I will save this. And if I go back now to properties, and if I select, let's just use the filtered, I want an apartment. I think I like this. I'm gonna click into it, and you can actually see all the details up here, the urban retreat, or if you select any other ones, you go directly into it. Great, so we have our Faceted Search completely set up now. The next thing, I want to add a Faceted Search to the homepage. So, for example, a user lands on the homepage and you want to give them the filtered options from the start, and they can filter through, they can apply their filters for their query, and then they can press search, and then they will land onto this page with the filtered query. So if we go back to the home page, I'm actually gonna uh, open the home page, and I think what we're gonna do actually, I might just get rid of those ones, and I'll probably just get rid of all of that, and I'll just add in a new section. And I'm just going to add a bit of spacing, padding to the top. And we are, maybe for the background, I will choose an image. So we will go back with this one. And then I'm going to add in the Faceted Search. And I want to make this a little bit bigger. So maybe I'll go custom height. Go with 90. And then I'm going to change the layout just to the center. Here we go. And I think we'll keep it simple for the homepage. So uh, for the Facet Search to work on different pages and on archives, we can redirect it. So I'm going to enable the redirect, and then we're going to redirect the archive URL. I'm going to use a dynamic data in case if we're migrating the website, so we don't have to set up our, so we don't have to reconfigure this. So I'll just set up site URL, and then we'll go, I'll just move myself over to the right, and then we'll go to advanced, and I'm just gonna add in here properties, because that's where our archives are. And the post type, we're gonna select properties, and we're gonna select it with the search button. If we don't have a search button, then as soon as you apply any changes in the filters, it's gonna redirect immediately. This could be quite handy if you have a button layout, or maybe you just want them to choose something from the drop down and redirect them straight away. But we're gonna add filters, so maybe we'll just put in bedrooms. We'll use the post type advanced custom fields again, and bedrooms, and then we'll just use bedrooms up here. There we go. And I think I'll just add in the price as well. We're not gonna go full out on this one. We'll just keep it nice and simple, because once they land onto the archive page, they can do more stuff up there. 1000 separator, and we'll add our gap again, min max. We will add maybe property type. So advanced custom fields, property type, input. We'll just go with the drop down for this time. So we'll just go with type. And I want to also include the search button, because we need the search button. So we can go search button for the filter type, and we can keep that a search, or we can change it to something else. As you can see, it changes names. Oh, I misspelled it. I'll just set it as default. Here we go. So I'm just gonna save this, and we're gonna go to the home page, and then I'll select, for example, 2 bedrooms. Yeah, 2 and 3 bedrooms with a maximum price of 450. And then I'm gonna click search. And as you can see, we land onto our archive page. So we have results only with 2 and 3 bedrooms. As you can see, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and so on. And the maximum price is 450,000. So again, that didn't take too long to set up, and you can do it in a few minutes. And that's really, really handy if you want the user uh, to put in their query from the start. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think. Definitely subscribe to YouTube channel. That'd be great. And if you want more videos like this, just let me know. See you later. Bye.